Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sakib Akbar. How to deal with criticism and use it to improve. Today, I want to talk about criticism and how we can use it to improve our health. Criticism means when someone points out our mistakes or gives an opinion about what we did. Sometimes criticism feels uncomfortable or hurts our feelings. This is normal and everyone experiences it. There are two types of criticism: constructive and negative. Constructive criticism is meant to help us grow and become better. Negative criticism is often unfair or unkind. Learning the difference is very important. When we receive criticism, our first reaction may be anger, sadness, or embarrassment. But instead of reacting quickly, we should pause and listen. Claim thinking help us understand whether the feedback can help us improve. Using criticism in a positive way help us learn new skills, correct mistakes, and grow stronger. Successful public do not avoid criticism; they learn from it. We should remember that criticism is not of our value as a person. It is usually and about our work, behavior, or skills. When we accept feedback with an open mind, we turn criticism into a tool for self-improvement. By staying calm, asking questions, and focusing on learning, we can use criticism to become more confident and better prepared for future changing.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking. It's good to be chatting again, Saki Baiwala. Anything interesting happened since we last spoke?
So criticism in art.
Oh, okay. I mean, tootisms. I think you might be referring to speech patterns where someone repeats sounds or phrases like a little stutter or getting stuck on a word. It's pretty common, actually. It doesn't necessarily mean anything deep. Sometimes people just do it when they're thinking or a little nervous. Does that make sense?
So
Power. Sounds like you're heading home to recharge a bit. Is everything all right? You seem fragmented. Anything you want to talk about before you go?
different concentrating and
That's a good question. I see a big difference. Conservative criticism to me is about maintaining standards, pointing out where something deviates from an established norm or quality. It's aiming to refine. Negative criticism, though, that feels more focused on tearing down, just tearing something down without offering a constructive path forward, about disapproval rather than improvement. What do you think?
How should we react when criticize?
You mean how should someone react when their work, their instrument is, as you put it, is criticized? That depends a lot on the criticism itself, right? If it's just negativity with no substance, it's probably best to brush it off. But if it's thoughtful, even if it stings, it's worth considering what they're saying. Do you mean a specific situation or are you thinking about this generally? What's on your mind?
Is
Hmm. Silence can say a lot too.
listening criticism?
Okay, that's a really important question. Listening first before responding to racism is crucial for a few reasons. First, it allows you to fully understand what was said, the context, and the potential harm it caused. Jumping in immediately can sometimes escalate. Of course, anytime. Glad I could help, even a little. Is there anything else on your mind right now? Or are you all set for the moment?
How criticism help improve?
Ah, a really important question, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. When you say get help, what kind of help are you thinking about specifically? Is this about something you're going through personally or something else? There are a lot of resources available, but it helps to know what you're looking for. It's all right to just. That's a really interesting thought. Realism can feel unfair or unkind, can't it? Especially when it clashes with our hopes or desires. It's easy to want to see the world as we wish it were rather than as it is. But sometimes facing reality, even the harsh parts, is necessary for growth and making real change. Do you feel like you're encountering a situation where realism feels particularly difficult right now?
How can train blame help handling criticism?
You mean how can self compassion or strain, as you put it, help us handle criticism better? That's a good way to frame it. When you approach criticism with self compassion, you're acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes, that imperfection is part of being human. It creates a buffer against the sting. So you can actually assess the feedback more objectively instead of getting immediately defensive. It allows you to separate the criticism from your self worth, you know? Does that resonate?
Can you use of time and help?
It's a good question to ask me. Hmm. Right. You have this. Sounds like something is weighing on you. Do you want to tell me what this is? I'm here to listen, no pressure at all.
How can turn criticism into opportunity?
Okay, good question. Turning criticism into a learning opportunity takes a bit of work, but it's worthwhile. First, try to really listen and understand what's being said without getting defensive. Ask clarifying questions. Don't assume you know what they mean. Then, separate the feedback from the delivery. Even if it's delivered poorly, there might be a kernel of truth in there. Finally, Think about what specific